All right, click the links to join the channel here on Subscribe Star. So, Susan Sarandon and Gina Carano, one gets treated one way, the other gets treated the other way. I mean, by now you got to kind of be aware of what's going on. Susan Sarandon is on their side, and Susan Sarandon is a puppet, and Gina Carano is not, and that's kind of what it boils down to. They know who is. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They know who the pod people are and who are not the pod people. And another thing the media does that is so sick and twisted. The media is not the media anymore. The media hasn't been the media in 50 years. I mean, they'll go back and read like old microfiche articles, and the further back you go, oh, like at one time the media tried to be a counter to the mainstream government, and the mainstream government at one time was kind of nationalistic, so the media was a counterbalance to that. And then as the government got further and further left wing, the media never counterbalanced that. They just maintained like because the media eventually got bought up by Bolsheviks, and now it's completely controlled by like six companies. Are like, they're just putting out a globalist narrative. There is no counterbalance. That's why like the left wing, the media, and the government all seem to be on the same page. Where back in the 60s and the 50s, they weren't. And that's like, if you can go back and read those articles from the 50s and 60s, you see like, oh, the media is not the media anymore. It's like the last clear chance for kind of everything, or the left wing in general, to try to like take back the left. I think kind of was Occupy Wall Street. That was the last time that they were actually going after the puppet masters. And now the left wing is marching through residential neighborhoods, and like they're shooting people at intersections, like Bob the plumber in his $50,000 work truck. They're blocking intersections so Bob the plumber can't get to work. And you're like, you guys are really speaking truth to power. You're marching through middle class and upper middle class residential neighborhoods. Hey, some of those are upper middle class. Fair enough. You might have a Tesla in the driveway, but those aren't the puppet masters, because the puppet masters are in gated communities in 20-bedroom homes. You're marching through Portland, Seattle, upper middle class neighborhoods. Yeah, they got a BMW 5 Series, $80,000 ride. That they're doing pretty well, right? But they're not the puppet masters, you fucking idiots. Speak truth to power. Yeah, you should go find the power. At least start with the city council members. Oh, yeah, why are we in this middle class neighborhood? That doesn't make sense. We're in a residential neighborhood at 11 o'clock at night. These some of them are dentists and lawyers and doctors. They have to go to work in the morning. They have to sell insurance in the morning. It's like, they're not even your local representatives, you idiots, or the state representatives, or the federal representatives. And they're certainly not the NGOs who are pulling the strings, because those people all live in gated communities. You're probably not going to have access to those gated communities. Oh, so we'll just march through the upper middle class residential communities. It's the same thing. And like, is there anyone on the left who? And here's the thing: is this is soft bigotry or lowered expectations on the left, where if you have someone in a protected class who comes up with an idea of marching through some neighborhood, nobody on the left can tell them it's a bad idea, because then they'll get dogpiled by other people on the left. And then so what happens on the left is like this echo chamber of bad ideas, where they march around like, what are we doing? What are we hoping to accomplish tonight? I don't know. Some protected purse puppy lady came up with this idea. She has a bullhorn, and we're marching around following her. Like, but is she helping the movement in total? Oh, we don't even know what we're doing. We're just kind of all getting together, knocking over trash cans. So what do you hope to accomplish? I'm trying to get laid? Okay, that's great. That's great. There's a lot of straw manning about the left in the 60s, but it's not all straw manning. It's like at one time they go, hey, marching through Berkeley in the 50s, we want free speech. Like, oh, well, what happened? You got free speech, you seize power, and now you want to censor people. It's like, oh, so what? It's like there's a left wing, and then there's like the Bolshevik left wing, which was the mainstream left wing never got rid of the Bolshevik left wing, so they took over. It's kind of a game theory 101 thing. Oh, anyway, so one thing the left, these insane biased media articles do is they paraphrase. Oh, we're just doing it for clarity. We're just doing it for the size of the article. It's like, these are digital articles, buddy. There's no size constraints. What I mean is they paraphrase what somebody said instead of just posting the archive tweet or the JPEG archive, the something. Like, no, we're just going to paraphrase it. Yeah, you're lying to me. I know you're lying to me. So instead of just posting the Instagram tweet, they just do this little like paraphrase it. But it feels like by not showing the actual source itself, which is a simple 100 kilobyte JPEG, it feels like in your paraphrasing it, you might be introducing a little bit of bias. And they kind of look at you shifty and side eyed, like, yeah, of course, that's why they're paraphrasing and not including the actual tweet. So they paraphrase her tweet and then Susan Sarandon thing, which is obviously similar. But then they show the tweet here or the Instagram, whatever the post of what she said. It's like, okay, this is what she says. This is the actual source information itself. And then everyone comes along and has to try to twist it. It's like you can just go to the actual image itself. This is what she said. It's like, oh, well, that's open to a lot of interpretation. What analogy or metaphor she was trying to draw. It's like, no, no, no. We have to interpret it for you. It's like they say, the left can't meme. Yeah, they really can't meme. That's not just a joke because they can't present simple ideas succinctly and like the précis and the summary of ideas. Because fundamentally, they have bad ideas that need a lot of doublespeak to try to use appeals to emotion and type of stuff where the right can just have these clear ideas and it cuts through everything. You go, oh yeah, what the left is doing, they're just lying to you. It's like somehow they're lying to you where you have the woman, she said her tweet, she had this quote, and like you just go to the source information and then this guy comes in and tries, like all the blue check mark idiots on Twitter try to come in there and like change the change the interpretation of it. It's like, but we have the original source material and she's saying one thing and you're saying another thing and those things are not in accord with each other. So I have the source material and if you say something different then you're lying because we can look at the source material. Anyway, the media is not the media. Like an article like this is like a Tumblr blog, and the media works with clickbait articles. There's a lot of money in clickbait. How do you think that Mary Sue has got over a dozen employees? Because they write these just insane articles, but the click through rate of those articles is so high. You get 100,000 people to click on these things. It's like, well, okay, you're going to get $400 every article. All you got to do is sit at your kitchen table and write some. Yeah, that's why BuzzFeed does the same thing, where the articles of like just the grossest articles. I'm not even going to repeat it, but it's to get you to click on it. Like, how do people do something so stupid? It's like, well, they're doing these stupid things. They're writing articles they don't even believe in. Because it'd be like what would adult relations with a Wookiee be like? Da, 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 da. It's like this just gets you to click. It's like, yeah, that article paid me $400, and they're just churning out as many of these articles as they possibly can. It's like, yeah, as long as people keep clicking on them, they'll keep getting paid on them. Anyway, so Gina Carano, Susan Sarandon's quote above was something interesting, and even people on Twitter are going like, "Yeah, silencing that's the left wing, deplatform censorship." It's like they say one party is for that. Oh well, it's okay to censor and silence some people's voices because you have to trust the puppet masters. And then dividing people. It's like, yeah, what you're talking about the left wing here. You're talking about Antifa and BLM and all these kids who are trying to censor free speech. It's like Susan Sarandon. And the funny thing is, you go on her Twitter, you search up Susan on YouTube or Twitter, and there's a thing where she's driving through Oakland and she's showing Oakland's all tent cities, and people in her comments are like, "You voted for this," and even like the first follow up comment is like, "Nice to see you do a Republican ad." Implying that she shouldn't show the reality of the situation because it helps the Republicans look at it as like, okay, let me just stop and go. So how all this money you're giving to like Ukraine, Israel, the Middle East, all these whatever countries that are allegedly are serving American interests, press have to doubt there. Like all the billions that the taxpayer money you're giving to all these countries, why not give those money away? Why not give tax? And hey, Republicans and Democrats are doing the same thing. It's like the wings of the same bird, which is why the left and the right should absolutely sit down and talk without the puppet masters overseeing and pulling the strings. So instead of giving that money away, why don't we just take care of these homeless tent cities in Oakland and anywhere on the coast, anywhere there's a tent city? It's like, yeah, it seems like $100 billion that you gave away of taxpayer money. Why there shouldn't be a tent city in America and you think you can give taxpayer money away? It's like just that one point. Like, can't we just agree on that one point? the left and right can't be like, yeah, no. I hear what you're saying. I hear your concerns. I'm your representative. So you're saying you want to give more money to Ukraine? No, actually, no. I just said the opposite. I think we should use that money to end drug addiction and these homeless tent cities, or to mitigate the circumstances somehow. If it's literally means like create cities with well, what does a city need to function? It needs it needs infrastructure and maintenance, fresh water in and sanitation out. And if like you literally want to have like a city where that kind of stuff takes place, it's like, okay, it would still be cheaper to build a city like that, anything goes type of city where you maintain it for public health reasons and you get people off the regular cities. And like if you want to do drugs in that city, and it looks like it would still be cheaper than giving billions of taxpayer money to Ukraine. Like that doesn't serve American interests. You like just at one point, like I said something just so clear and logical, and you look at the left and the right, and they go, "So you're saying you want us to give more money to Ukraine?" I feel like, okay, this is not. We're not going to vote our way out of this, are we? Like there shouldn't be a single tent city in America, and the idea that there is tent cities all over America now. And as someone said in the Twitter, oh, I guess I can't say that. They go like, I don't see a Republican solution to this, and they go, yeah, there is a Republican solution to this. They wanted to enforce the sovereignty of the nation to try to prevent this, and they didn't have an answer to that. But no, there shouldn't be a single American tent city, period. And then there shouldn't be giving taxpayer money to Ukraine. So you're saying you want us to give more of your taxpayer money to Ukraine and Israel and Iran and Iraq and Saudi? No more taxpayer money out of the country. So you're saying we should print more paper money, more currency? No, that's an unconstitutional tax. That devalues the currency. If you create more of something, you say it has value, but it's not actually backed by anything. You just devalue the dollar. You've caused inflation by printing this paper and calling it money. All these things you're doing, it feels like this is the end stage of a country and you're raiding the treasury. Oh, it is the end stage of a country. Form, and they are raiding the treasury, militias, immediately in your local geographic area. Anyway, so Susan Sarandon, Gina Carano, it's like, yeah, these are pieces of the culture war, the facets. These are little facets. This spinning crystal. Anyway, so like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next episode.